It can feel very difficult to be able to handle the stress that we have in our lives. And we look at fitness as an outlook to be able to achieve more and do more so we can feel less stress. But sometimes it feels like we're adding more stress because now we have more to deal with and already in our chaotic world. We're very busy with what we're doing with our work, very busy what we're doing with our children and our personal life. And sometimes it feels like, where's the time? But I'm going to help you out by understanding how you can start stressing less so you can achieve more and so you can achieve that high performance that you're looking for. I'm Lee Agbohlah with Elevate Performance. In this video, we'll talk about ways to remove that stress for yourself so you can achieve more as a high performer and be able to live that healthy lifestyle you dream about. So let's get to it. So stress is something that can feel overwhelming. And when it starts feeling overwhelming, it actually stops you from doing something, right? We all experience it. When we are trying to make change, which is good for ourselves, sometimes that stress could start feeling like it's stretching us thin. And when you're already doing a lot, you already feel stressed. And if you're listening to this video, I know you are a high performer because you're looking for that next level to take it there. And that's where all my clients have been as well. But I had to help them out by removing the stress. So what are ways that you're going to be able to do that with fitness? Is the first is working out consistently. Now, working out consistently is going to be able to help to manage that stress because when we work out, it actually takes away that stress, right? We're able to exert that energy into our workout. And what we get from that workout actually makes us feel good, right? Now, it may feel tough while you're working out, right? We all have those exercises we hate, right? When I'm into my setup doing some lunges, man, it's not feeling great in that moment. But when you actually finish it, you start feeling better. It starts removing stress. So that's why often when you start feeling like, man, I gotta get off the steam, working out is the outlet to be able to do it. But how do you do where you're not feeling like it's doing too much? Often you start feeling like it's doing too much when you are putting too much time into it, or you're trying to figure out, how can I work out every day? And that's not the step. Let's draw it back. You really only need about 3 to 5 times a week, and at just 30 minutes. If you can do that, that's less than 2% of your time each week. That's going to help yourself be able to feel better so you can achieve your fitness goals and be less stressed. So it's going to make a world of a difference, but it's just about making that time. Now, when you put in that terms, I know you could put less than 2% of your time to help yourself in the stress. And that's about with working out consistently. It's not about every day, but if we could do it 3 to 5 times a week, man, you're gonna feel so much better. Within all you're going for, that's how you feel better and everything starts working out better for yourself. And that's removing some stress by exerting that within what you're doing with your workouts. How great does it feel when you are consistently working out and you're kicking butt? You feel great. But sometimes it just feels like you're doing too much. But that's why we're going for the consistency. And like I said, you just need 30 minutes of doing that. You're gonna feel amazing. Second, that's gonna help you out with feeling less stress and then allowing you to do more is sleeping better and sleeping more. So how do we allow that to do that? Now we know the quantity of sleep is important, but also the quality of sleep. What are things that's gonna help us be able to do that with our sleep? First and foremost is drawing back on those things that are taken away from our sleep. Now I know we are busy and we have a lot that we need to handle, but let's remove some of the things that we don't need to do. That's mindlessly scrolling. Now, when you're watching this video, this is actually something that's useful, but I'm talking about those things where you can get down that rabbit hole where you're just going through so many different videos, right? You're going through all these reels, you're going through your TikToks, you're going down your timeline, and you're spending more time than you need to be doing that. And that takes away from time that you're doing, especially when you get close to bedtime. Now, blue light is actually not a good thing for our body as we get close to it. So we can remove that about an hour before we're going to sleep. It's going to do so much better for your quality of sleep. You're going to be able to sleep right away, and you're going to have more peacefulness with sleeping. Also, if we can avoid eating late at night. So sometimes when we're snacking, you might be watching your favorite show, and you just head off right to bed. That can disrupt your sleep. So we can remove that eating before Same thing with the recommendation within what we're doing. You know, hour to 2 hours before, you're gonna feel a lot better. And also with allowing yourself to have more sleep, now you're in a sweet spot because you're allowing that gut REM sleep that you hear about, where you're able to help yourself. How does that help to remove stress? Is because hormonally, the better your quality of sleep, you start functioning better. And stress can overexert itself when we're worrying about things and we're not sleeping properly. So now we just start feeling more stressed out because everything's thrown off. So we can control this with a great quality of sleep. You'll notice how great it's gonna feel for yourself. And what we need to do last is we have to remove what we think is comfort for us with stress, but really isn't when it comes to our eating. So we all have those foods that we stress about that you may go to. You know, that may be chips, right? When you're really looking for something that's salty and crunchy to give you, to get rid of that stress, you start eating more of that, and you can go through a whole bag of chips. That could be ice cream, right? When you start feeling down, you start feeling sad because you're stressed out, looking for the comfort within that. It could be cookies. Often the foods that we're going to when we're feeling stressed is actually not helping us, it's actually making it worse. Because we know those foods do not contribute to us feeling better ultimately within our fitness, because if we're gaining weight is actually causing more stressors for our bodies. So by removing the stressors for what we actually think, by eating more healthy and actually putting those things out with what we kind of talk about, with exercising, with decompressing, deep breathing to remove it without actually going to those things, now that is not going to give you a bad response. A lot of those foods could be inflammatory that actually is going to throw you off hormonally. So we want to be able to control that better by putting our energy in the right space. And that's what you can do by removing that for yourself as far as putting it into those things and actually having good stressors in our lives. And if you can do that, now we're going to be stressed less, we're going to be able to achieve more, and then we're going to be able to operate at the high performing level, right? Because that's going to do more for you within your business, within your work, within your family. You'll be able to spend more quality time and be happy because you're not stressing out as much. So we have to convert that within what we're doing with our fitness to be able to achieve more. And I know you can do that. So let's start by making sure that we are working out consistently so we can remove that energy that we need and actually get that positive energy that we need for a workout. Let's improve our sleep, because sleep is the amazing part of recovery for our body that allows us to decompress and function at the right level. And then when we are stressed out, let's have good stressors, not have these foods that we eat when we think for comfort to help us, which is actually being a detriment with an inflammatory. We need to be able to do it the right way by having good stressors that's going to help us out. So that's decompressing, using it what we do in positive within working out, maybe listen to relaxing music, and you'll start noticing the difference. So this video is for you to achieve more and to stop stressing out. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. How can you utilize this to help yourself? And as always, be sure to like and subscribe.